Good afternoon, everyone. It is so good to see everybody here. What an amazing turnout we have for this afternoon's festivities. I'm Janelle Donahue. I'm president of Rappahannock United Way, and I'm also on the board of directors for the Fredericksburg Regional Chamber of Commerce. And it is so exciting to be here. So I want to first thank you for being here for this midweek event. And I want to let you know that the REMS Council is celebrating 3, not 1. This isn't a normal ribbon cutting. This is 3 events in one. You're in for a treat. We're first going to celebrate the Stroke Smart ceremony, the Coke launch, and then we're going to do a ribbon cutting ceremony. So let me tell you a little bit about this, the Stroke Smart ceremony. We will actually be able to meet with Mayor Catherine Greenlaw, who is going to proclaim the Fredericksburg City as being stroke smart. Now, this is a campaign to reduce death and disability from strokes by everyone recognizing the signs and symptoms of a stroke and knowing what to do. If we thought we already had an amazing city, this is going to make it even more incredible. The second ceremony we're going to participate in today is our COPE launch ceremony. This is Community Outreach Patient Engagement, COPE. It is a health and social education outreach awareness program for REMS Council. We are celebrating the rebranding of this initiative, and I've seen lots of you wearing the COPE shirts out there. Talk to them about this wonderful program. And last, we're going to do a ribbon cutting. Rappahannock EMS has moved to this new premise, and it boasts state-of-the-art equipment within the building. So I hope you'll join us on the tour afterwards. It is now my pleasure to introduce a very important person in our community who gives and gives and gives, and that is Kevin Dillard, my friend who is the president of REMS Board of Directors and the vice chair of the Fredericksburg Regional Chamber of Commerce. Kevin, will you please join us on stage?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We appreciate you coming out today. We're certainly proud of our new building here. So I hope each and every one of you will take the opportunity to take a tour afterwards. I know that you'll be very impressed. And like Janelle said, we're going to talk a little bit about the COPE program in a few minutes and also about the Stroke Smart City. But I want to start off and recognize our sponsors of the event. So if you could just raise your hand when I announce you, and we appreciate everything that you've done to help make this a celebration for us today. So Encompass Health, Mary Washington Healthcare, the Creative Firm, Spotsylvania Volunteer Rescue Squad, Grace Manor, Potomac Engraving, and Campbell Insurance. So thank you all for helping make this event possible. I do have a few housekeeping items I'd like to go over with everybody today. First off, we've got a lot of food and drink available, so make sure you enjoy that before you leave. Also, we have a sign-in book over here, so if you could please sign in. We'd like to have a record of everybody that attended today. Anybody that needs to use the restrooms over here on the side entrance of the building, you can go in there to gain entrance to the building. And we're also having a raffle today. So everybody, once you signed in, should have gotten some raffle tickets. So we've got some really neat prizes that we're going to be giving. And don't forget to take a tour of the building before you go. So this time, I'm going to introduce to you the chief of the City of Fredericksburg Fire Department, Mike Jones. And he's going to say some brief remarks and introduce our mayor to us. So Chief Jones.
Well, it's great to be here today to celebrate the REMS Council and the COPE program and things that are going on with that. But I first want to talk about, and Fredericksburg is very happy to be here and to become part of the growing number of cities and communities across the Commonwealth of Virginia and throughout the United States that it's going to be a stroke smart community and part of the Stroke Smart Community Initiative. And I think it's very important. A lot of people don't know that, but there are a lot of things that people suffer from, heart attacks and other things, but strokes are one that people often don't think about. But just to give you some statistics to think about this, in your lifetime, and look at people out here, 1 in 6 of us will probably suffer from a stroke in our lifetime. So that's quite a great number. Every 40 seconds in the United States of America, someone suffers from a stroke. And every 4 minutes, someone in the United States of America dies from a stroke. So it's very important that we get the message out about strokes and the things that, even though that they happen, with the advances in modern medicine now, a lot of these strokes can be mitigated, or at least to the point where they've been made less deadly. There are a lot of opportunities out there that if we get the people to the hospitals and get the right treatments to them, that they'll be able to make either a partial or full recovery. And that's something that didn't happen 20 or 30 years ago. So I think it's very important that we do that. One of the first things that we can do, and part of my job as the fire chief and everything else related to emergency management, is to let you know that if you think you're suffering from a stroke, or you recognize the signs of a stroke in another individual, please don't hesitate. Call 911. Make sure that you get the emergency responders on the way so they can get there in a timely fashion. It's very important that they do that. And we need to focus on some stroke prevention items, and that's part of the stroke safety initiative that we're dealing with. And you've seen some of the handouts that we've given you and things like that. Those are things that we're going to go back, we're going to look at as far as educating our folks in the city. For those that live, work, pray, or play in the city of Fredericksburg, we want them to be educated on what goes on with strokes, how you can prevent strokes, and how you can try to get people the help they need in a timely fashion, so that if they do suffer from a stroke, that we can get them the best possible care and try to get them to the point where they can come back and have a great quality of life. I think it's very important we do that. One of the main efforts that they talk about, and the slogan that they use, spot a stroke, stop a stroke, save a life. And I think that's very important. So if you can understand when somebody's having a stroke and see that, if you can stop it or at least get help to them through 911 and the emergency responders, and that helps save the lives of the people. And now we're getting ready to have a proclamation where the city of Fredericksburg will declare itself a stroke smart city. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mary Catherine Greenlaw, the mayor of the city of Fredericksburg.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, all of you, for being here, and all of you who volunteer and have volunteered for years with our squads and taking our EMS training. It's truly an honor and privilege on behalf of the city of Fredericksburg to be with you today. I would like to recognize our members of the General Assembly who are present. The Honorable Tara Durant, the Honorable Bobby Ork, who is pushing 50 years of running with the squad. How about you? And as a member of the council here, I want to congratulate the Rappahannock Emergency Medical Services Council, familiarly known as REMS, for this initiative, this very important initiative to educate folks as far as strokes are concerned. As Chief Jones pointed out to you, strokes are the 5th largest killer of people in our nation, and immediate, quick response can help enormously to reduce the long-term effects and to save a life. So this education, this whole initiative, this community outreach, is vitally important to our community, and I mean our larger community which you serve. But today we are going to proclaim the city of Fredericksburg a stroke smart city. Whereas 1 of 6 people will have a stroke in their lifetime, and 80% of families are affected. Additionally, strokes are the leading cause of long-term disability, putting a tremendous financial burden on individuals, families, as well as society. And whereas there are life-saving treatments that must be administered within 3 to 4 hours once symptoms begin, and only a very small percentage of patients get to the hospital within the treatment window because the majority of people do not know how to spot a stroke or the importance of calling 911 immediately. Moreover, the stroke onset to 911 time has not significantly changed for the last 25 years. And whereas the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia, public and private schools will be encouraged to make stroke smart, spot a stroke, stop a stroke, save a life, part of their training for all students, faculty, and families. And whereas all of the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia, health and safety focused entities such as hospitals, clinics, physicians' medical practices, health departments, pharmacies, fire, EMS, public safety, social services, the departments of aging, and all city employees will be urged to participate in improving the city of Fredericksburg's stroke literacy, to educate all its employees, volunteers, and associated communities. And whereas the goal is to educate everyone in the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia about stroke recognition and the importance of dialing 911 immediately, and thereby be a model for other communities, cities, counties, commonwealths, and states, as well as the nation, thereby advancing the vision of a stroke-smart America. Therefore, in support of making the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia stroke smart, I, Mary Catherine Greenlaw, Mayor of the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim on this day of May 10, 2022, that the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia, will hereinafter be a stroke smart city, and in full support of spot a stroke, stop a stroke, save a life. And if you do not already have one of these, you will before you leave here. Spread the word. Be sure to share with your families, your neighbors, your friends. Spot a stroke, stop a stroke, save a life. Kevin? You can put it in your new spill.
All right, thank you, Mayor Greenlaw and Chief Jones and the City Council. We certainly appreciate this proclamation, and we'll hang this up with pride. Next, it's my honor to introduce to you Alan Stillman, and he's the founder of Stroke Smart Virginia, and I'm going to ask him to come up and make a few comments. So, Alan?
Hi, I'm Alan Stillman, and just briefly, the reason I started Stroke Smart Virginia was when I was 12 years old. I was raised by my mother and grandmother. I didn't have a dad, and my grandmother had a stroke, and we had no idea what was going on. It was a Monday, and we waited till Thursday to call 911. She sat there in bed, unable to speak, barely able to move. She had a horrible outcome. She never spoke again. She never moved again. She became what they call a shut-in, just locked her body, and died that horrible, lonely death. My mother, who struggled with depression before this, went into a really deep depression and overdosed on sleeping pills. And so I lost them both because of a stroke, and I was raised in a foster home from age 13 on. And when I became an adult, I learned that there are treatments for stroke, really effective treatments, but the vast majority of people, like 90% or more, never get the treatment. For one reason, they don't call 911. They just don't call 911 because they don't realize a stroke is occurring and that it's a medical emergency. And so I created this program, Stroke Smart, to try to help people avoid the horrible outcome that affected my mother, my grandmother, and myself using the phone. And it's a really simple stroke program. We simply say we want you to be stroke smart, stay stroke smart, and be a stroke smart champion. Being stroke smart is really easy. One, you learn what a stroke is, that it's the brain dying because of lack of blood supply. Many people don't know that. Two, you learn how to spot a stroke, even if it's just the three most basic things, the droopy face, the arm drift, and the speech. Just know a few signs of having a spot a stroke. And three, you know that you need to call 911. Think of it like a cardiac arrest. If somebody crashes down and they're not breathing, everyone calls 911. No one says, let's call the doctor, see what he suggests. No one just said, let's give it an hour. Maybe they'll be breathing in an hour, right? 100% adherence. We want that. That's our vision. When someone exhibits a stroke sign, you call 911 right away. We call that being stroke smart. It's easy to be stroke smart. You just became it. It takes a minute to describe it. But the trick is to stay stroke smart, because it may be 5 or 10 years later till you need that information. And the only way you can do that is with a memory aid, because knowledge has a shelf life. You know, it reduces over time. But just take something like a magnet or a card, you hold on to it, you put it someplace where you'll see it regularly, like your refrigerator or a bulletin board, and you know where it is. Even if you're not sure, even if one day you look at your spouse and they have a droopy arm and, wait, is that a stroke sign? You go to that refrigerator, you look at this and go, oh my God, that's a stroke. And lastly, after staying stroke smart, we want you to be a stroke champion. That means to carry the words to others. It only takes a minute to describe it to someone, to give them a magnet or give them a card. And it's important for a couple reasons. One, it's just a good thing to do as a community member to educate people about this simple piece of information. But also, the vast majority of time when somebody has a stroke, they can't call 911. They're having a stroke. So most calls are by somebody observing it. So when you teach the people around you how to spot strokes, they can look out for each other. Imagine someday in this town, somebody's in a coffee shop and their face is drooping. That barista, that other person at the coffee shop will look at them and go, oh my God, that's a stroke. And learn to spot it in each other. We sometimes talk about with COVID having, herd immunity. I like to say, I'd like to get to stroke smart herd literacy. Everyone knows this. And literally, countless lives would be saved just by learning to spot a stroke, stop a stroke, and save lives. So thank you.
All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about the COPE program. And for you all who are not familiar with that, that's the Community Outreach. Testing, okay. All right, we'll try it again. So the COPE program is the Community Outreach Patient Engagement. And this is a community-focused social wellness program, and the aim of the program is to champion community-focused patient care coordination. So we're publicly announcing the COPE program this afternoon, and I want to highlight a few of the initiatives of the program. So currently we have 45 community partners, and those numbers continue to grow. And the partners meet the third Wednesday of every month, and they discuss social detriments of health identified in our community, and they talk about how to make a difference with community strategic issues. In July of this past year, COPE and our community partners joined forces with the St. George's Episcopal Church, and they have a community food program called The Table, and we joined with them to provide emergency preparedness, health, and social wellness checks. So when people visit COPE at The Table, which is in Market Square in downtown Fredericksburg, they have a number of options, and I want to read some of the options that we offer. We have blood pressure checks. We have elementary grade level books and goodie bags for the children. We do flu vaccinations, health screenings. We have the File of Life emergency contact cards. We offer health recipes, Narcan training, and social wellness checks. And starting this year with the program, we've included health and wellness education, and we've offered the hands-on only CPR and female wellness. So take the opportunity while you're here, go visit the tent over there and get some more information on it. And we appreciate your support with that program. At this time, I want to call up our Executive Director, Wayne Perry, and I want to recognize him. So Wayne's been with the council for about 16 years. And I want to present to Wayne a token of our appreciation for his dedication, the hard work, and his commitment to the mission of the Rappahannock EMS Council. So Wayne, for your 16 years of service and your dedication, your leadership skills, and your commitment, congratulations. All right, this time I'd like to introduce David Cashwell. He's the CEO of Encompass Health and Rehab Hospital of Fredericksburg, and he's one of our sponsors, and he's going to make a few comments.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Adam Dennison. Unfortunately, David, our CEO, cannot be here, so I'm speaking on his behalf. So hopefully I get all the words correctly. So I apologize if I don't. We're very excited here. We're very excited here as a Stroke Center of Excellence for Rehab to be honored to present these awards to our community partners for COPE. Their brilliant service supports and help to improve, of course, the quality of the health and wellness of citizens in our community are very important, and we're very excited to be part of this day. And we want to continue this trend of support and observance of these patients and what we can do for the community. And so we'll start giving out the awards. Is that right? All right. So not in any particular order, I don't think. So the first award we're going to give out is, of course, to the Fredericksburg Police Department. Yeah, you got an award. And the second on the list is, hopefully I don't get it wrong, Kukia. And then next we have the Moss Free Clinic. And next we have the Mental Health America. Come on, get an award. And then next we have the Rappahannock Area Community Services Board. We'll accept that on their behalf. And then number 6, we have Stafford Fire and Rescue. Congratulations. And then last but not least, we have the table at St. George's Episcopal Church. That's all I got, but I do want to say, on behalf of, again, Encompass Health, we're very honored to be a part of this great and amazing ceremony and awareness for stroke, and, thank you again.
All right, I told them not to go too far away. Encompass Health has been a great partner with us in all the COPE programs, and if you get a chance to sample some of the food today, they were the sponsors for the food. So I want to recognize them for their participation in our COPE program, for being a sponsor as well. All right, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate the support for all the events that we have scheduled today, including the open house, so you get a chance to go in and take a look at the nice new building. I would like to, again, thank our sponsors as well as the staff for all their work. We have Margot Mosier, our office manager. How are you? Thank you. Vivian Deltz, our regional field coordinator. Linda Harris, our regional education coordinator. Kelsey is our performance improvement specialist. And then we have Allie, our admin assistant. She's going to come up and draw a couple of raffle tickets. All right, if you have your yellow ticket that you got during registration, we're going to draw 4 raffle tickets for a Amazon gift card. Again, your yellow ticket you should have dropped off at the registration. First one is 516846. 516846. Very good. All right, the second one, 516739. 739. That one? Oh, a couple people still looking for their tickets. 739. We'll hold on that one. I'll draw one more because we have a couple of gift cards. 516654. 654. Nobody? Nobody likes Amazon anymore, huh? All right, we'll keep going. 517017. 7017. There we go. All right, 516895. 895. Mr. Lasky. All right, last chance for the other two we called, 654 or 739. Anybody? Okay. 516972. 972. Nobody? All right. How about 740? Oh, we found one? All right, very good.
Wasn't paying attention.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Yep.
All right, we're going to do a couple more draws after the tours when you get some food into your bellies, and we're going to give away a couple Echo Dots. So if you dropped your business card off when you came in this morning, we're going to draw 2 business cards to win an Echo Dot. All right, we have several people that were instrumental in getting everything set up for today. We want to recognize them. So if I call your name, if you come forward to give you a token of our appreciation. Amy Cassio, Katisha Ship, Ani Cannon, Michael Sneed, Hal Bell, Allie Peck, the Noy Boys, Alex and AJ, and Jim Ryan. These were all part of the staff that helped put together this event, took on coordinator roles for Nana, so we appreciate everyone's hard work. get it on? Oh, the Noy boys are at the bar? Is that what you said? Oh. Okay. We'll have to take it to them.
I know, right?
I didn't forget Nana when I called out the staff, but I wanted to recognize you as going well above and beyond the duties and the expectation. Nana joined us a while back and has been a fabulous member of our staff. We're very happy to have her here. And she was the coordinator for this event. She volunteered when we moved into the new building to put on an open house, and as you can see, it turned out as a spectacular event. So we want to thank you very much. All right, in a minute we're going to cut the ribbon, so we're going to cut you loose in the building to take a look at all of the things that we have to show you. You probably noticed around the parking lot in the building as well, there's a couple of items on display, some elements that we use during training, so we encourage you to take a look at those as well as all the items that we have in the building. One other special thing that we have today from Mary Washington Healthcare, we have a couple of stroke survivors. So these are patients that have suffered a stroke and have agreed to participate by giving back and talking about their story and the way that they were handled in the hospital and treated by EMS. So we're going to have a couple of those individuals available in the lobby if you want to stop and say hi and talk to them and ask them any questions. So we really appreciate their support for this event as well. All right, and unless I'm forgetting anything else, I think it's time to cut the ribbon.
Yes, please. Thank you. And then, yeah. Yes, hang on. Chief, move in a little bit. Pull it taut. Perfect. Mayor, closer together. Closer together. Got it? Everybody look at April. I don't know your name. Maybe look at him. Okay, yeah, everybody got it? You can cut the ribbon.